Let's look at the next question. The next question is question number 12. It says solve and graph the solution set on a number line. Now this question has and in the middle and this question has or in the middle. So let's solve them and then understand what is the difference between and or. In any case, these type of questions which have and may have or are not in syllabus, but I want to solve one such question with you for you to understand what it means. So let's open this bracket and see how would it look like. So this is x plus 5 is more than equal to 4x minus 4, and this becomes 3 minus 2x is less than negative 7. I will take x on this side, negative 4 on this side. I'll take 2x, negative 2x here and negative 7 here. I always prefer to keep x positive. If I make the x negative, then I will have to multiply or divide by negative 1, and multiplying and dividing by negative 1 changes the sign of the inequality. So I prefer to keep x always positive. So this is 3 plus 7 less than 2x. This is 9 more than equal to 3x and 10 less than 2x. This is 5 less than x and 3 is more than equal to x. So if I try and look at the solutions, what it means is, so let's look at some real numbers which will help us understand what it means. As per this, it means that x is less than, so what this basically means is x is less than or equal to 3, which means 3, 2, 1, 0 and so on and so forth, including all the real numbers which are between 0 and 1. This is, I'm just looking at a reference number, and what this means is x is more than 5. X is more than 5, which means I have 6, 7, 8 and so on and so forth, and obviously all numbers between these, because this is a real number. So is there any number which satisfies this condition as well as this condition? Because it says and, so it has to be less than 3 and it has to be more than 5. Can there be any solution like this? No, obviously if the number is less than 3, then it cannot be more than 5, which means the answer to this is empty set, because there is no number which will satisfy less than 3 and more than 5. There can be no solution for this. So it's basically an empty set. If you remember your chapter set from class 9 and 8, then this kind of and are the kind of questions which we had in class 8 and 9, rather class 8 where we did sets. This can be looked at as intersection of sets, which means it has to be part of this as well as part of this. If you remember intersection from class 8, if you don't, just ignore this comment that I made. What it means is it has to satisfy condition 1 and satisfy condition 2. In case instead of this it said or, in case this question doesn't say it, but in case this condition said this, then my answer would be 3. Any number which is 3 and less than 3 is a solution, and any number which is more than 5 is a solution, which means if I had to plot it on a number line, let me just erase some part so that I am able to plot it. Just give me 1 second, I will erase this part first. Right, so if I had to plot it on a number line and the question was or, then it would have looked something like this. So this is 3, 2, 1, 0 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My solution would have looked like any number which is less than or equal to 3, which means a filled circle here because it's equal to 3, and since it belongs to a real number, which means going anywhere in this direction is a solution set. So this is part 1. And it said or, which means any number which is more than 5 also is a solution set, but 5 is not included, which means this would have been the solution set represented on a number line had the term between them been or. If you remember sets from class 8, then this basically means union, which means this plus this. Good, let's look at the next question. I've already explained or. This question should go faster. Let's see what it means. So it says it's a set of all x such that negative 3 is less than or equal to x and x is less than 0 or x is more than 2. So let's try and plot this first, which means x is less than 0, which means 0 is not a solution set. Any number before 0 is a solution set. So I put an empty circle here, and negative 3 is included because it is less than or equal to, and I join them. And it is belonging to real number, which means any number between this is a solution set. So this or would mean and x is more than 2, which means x is more than 2, and I take it from here. This way would be, this part represents negative 3 less than equal to x less than 0, and this part represents x is more than 2. Perfect. Let's look at the next question. Quick reminder, this type of question is not in your syllabus. Again, any question which has union, intersection is not in your syllabus as per ICSE 2021. So the questions from your textbook which will not be a part are 14, 17, 18, 19, 21, 24. These kind of questions are not in syllabus for this year. So you don't need to worry about them. Let's move on and solve the next question. The next question that we're doing is question number 20. Let's look at question number 20. Question 20 says, find the range of values of x which satisfy the given equation and graph them on different number lines when x belongs to whole number, x belongs to integer, and x belongs to rational numbers. Real numbers. Let's break this up into two different inequations and let's solve them separately. So this is negative 1 by 3 is less than equal to x by 2 plus 3 into 1, that's 5 upon 3, and the second would be x upon 2 plus 5 upon 3 is less than 31 upon 6. Yes, let's take 5 upon 3 on the other side. So this is negative 1 upon 3 minus 5 upon 3 is less than equal to x upon 2, and this is x upon 2 is less than 31 by 6 minus 5 by 3. So this is negative 6 upon 3, which means negative 2 is less than equal to x upon 2, and this is x upon 2 is less than 31 minus, if I take the LCM, that's 6, so this becomes 10, which means this is negative 4 is less than equal to x, and x is less than 31 minus 10, that's 21, so that's 21 into 2 upon 6. So this is 2 1, 2 3, 3 1, 3 7, which means the answer looks something like this, which is negative 4 less than or equal to x, and x is less than 7. This is 3 into 7, not 6, 7. So x is less than 7. If I combine these two, then my solution set is negative 4 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 7. So that's my solution set. Depending upon which number line or which is the replacement set, I can look at my answer. So if x is a set of whole number, so for 1, when x belongs to whole number, what are the whole numbers which are between negative 4 and less than 7? Yes, the solution set would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why not 7? Because this is less than 7, so only till 6. Let's plot them on this number line. This is for part 1 when x belongs to whole number. So my solution is 0, which means I put a dot here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So these are numbers which are my solution set. Again, please notice that I have a number pre my first answer and post my last answer. So you always need to have one pre and one post number plotted on your number line. In case of the second part, which is when x belongs to integer, which means negative 4 is also a solution set or is a part of the solution. So negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, it will go on up to 6. Again, 7 is still not a part of the solution, which means negative 4, negative 3. I'll mark negative 3 here. Negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. I'll mark 5 here and I'll mark 3 here. This is for part 2 when x belongs to integers. Done. And let's look at the third part, which is when x belongs to a real number. So in this case, my solution set is already written. When x belongs to a real number, my solution set is, it is a set of all x such that -4 less than equal to x less than 7 and x belongs to a real number. So -4 is included, which means it will be a filled circle, and 7 is not included, which means it will be an empty circle. I will mark 7 here and I join these 2 points using a straight line. Yes, using a straight line. Point to note is that 7 is not included, that's why it's an empty circle, whereas -4 is included, that's why it's a filled circle. Let's look at the next question. The next question that we do is question number 22. It says solve the following in equation and represent on a number line. This is a question which came in the board exam of 2011. Let's look at this question. It says 2x minus 5 is less than equal to 5x plus 4 and less than 11. Let's break this into 2 parts, and in this case x belongs to integers. So 2x minus 5 is less than equal to 5x plus 4, and then the second part becomes 5x plus 4 is less than 11. Taking 2x here, this becomes -5 minus 4 is less than equal to 5x minus 2x, and the second part becomes 5x is less than 11 minus 4. That's -9 less than equal to 3x, and this is 5x is less than 7. Yes, which means -3 is less than equal to x, and x is less than 7 upon 5, which means x is less than 1.4. Yes, 1.12 by 4, yeah, that's 1.4, and if I combine these two, then this becomes -3 less than or equal to x less than 1.4, which is x belongs to integer. Now since x belongs to integer, 1.4 obviously is not an integer, so my solution set would be -3, -2, -1, 0, 1. 1.4 obviously not, and -3 is included because this is less than or equal to. Now I will have to mark them on my real number line. So this is -3, -2, -1, 0 and 1. Point to note, I have a pre number here and a post number here. Another way of representing is some people put it on the number line itself. That also is accepted. I want to repeat once again, which is you don't necessarily need to do these questions on a graph paper. You can draw a number line using your scale, and on that scale with your with the graduated scale, you can mark the values. On my software here, I do not have access to a scale. I have access to drawing a straight line, but that's why I am using a scale, so that I have equal difference or equal distance between each number. But you can plot it exactly the way I have done it here, but using accurate measurements. Let's look at the next question. The next question that we are doing is question number 27. Question 27 says solve and represent on a number line. This time x belongs to whole number. So -5 by 2, let's break this up into 2 parts. -5 by 2 plus 2x is less than equal to 4x upon 5, and the second part would be 4x upon 5 is less than equal to 4 by 3 plus 2x. Now this is 1.2x, which means I will take this here because I always prefer to keep negative my x as positive. Similarly, I will take this on the other side, and 4 by 3 would come here. So this becomes 2x minus 4x upon 5 is less than or equal to 5 by 2, and this becomes -4 by 3 is less than or equal to 2x minus 4x upon 5. This is 10x minus 4x. So 10x minus 4x upon 5 less than or equal to 5 upon 2. And this is negative 4 by 3 less than or equal to 10x minus 4x upon 5. So this is 6x upon 5 is less than or equal to 5 upon 2. And this is negative 4 upon 3 less than or equal to 6x upon 5. Let me cross multiply and put this one here. So this would become x is less than or equal to 5 into 5 upon 6 into 2. And then the second one becomes negative 4 into 5 upon 3 into 6 is less than or equal to x. So this is x is less than or equal to 25 upon 12. 25 upon 12 would mean, let's just write this 25 upon 12 first. And here this is 2 into 2, this is 2 into 3. So this is negative 10 upon 9 is less than or equal to x. Which means if I combine these two, this becomes negative 1 upon 9 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 25 upon 12, which is 1 upon 12. And in this case, x belongs to whole number. Obviously, this is not a whole number. This also is not a whole number. So my solution set would be the first whole number, which is greater than negative 1 upon 9 would be 0. And the maximum or the biggest whole number, which would be lesser than 1 upon 2, would be 2. Any number, whole number between that, yes, 1 is also a number between that and it's a whole number. So my solution set is 0, 1, 2 because x belongs to whole number. So I will mark 0, I would mark 1 and I would mark 2. Please note I have a number pre and I have a number post. Let's look at the next question. The next question that we're doing is question number 31. Again, solve and represent on a number line. This is negative 3. Okay, so and x belongs to real number this time. Let's divide this into two parts. This is negative 3 less than negative half minus 2x upon 3. And the second part is negative half minus 2x upon 3 is less than or equal to 5 upon 6. Let me take x on this side, which means this becomes 2x upon 3 is less than negative half plus 3. And this is negative half minus 5 by 6 is less than or equal to 2x upon 3. This is 2x upon 3 is less than 3 minus half, that's 2.5, which means 5 upon 2. And this is LCM would be 6, so this is 3 minus 5 upon 6 is less than or equal to 2x upon 3. So this would mean x is less than 5 into 3 upon 2 into 2. And this becomes 3 minus 5, that's negative 2 multiplied by 3 upon 6 into 2. The 2 and 2 gets cancelled, 3, 1, 3, 2. So this is negative half. Oh, my mistake. I have done a mistake. This is not half. This is negative half. That's why I got, there was some mistake here. Let's just re-look at this part. Let's look at this. This question is negative half here. So if this is negative half, I have to add them. The LCM is 6, which means this is negative 3 minus 5 is less than or equal to 2x upon 3. This is negative 8 multiplied by 3. I'm cross multiplying, and this is 6, and the 2 comes down here, which is less than or equal to x. So 3, 1, 3, 2, 2, 1, 2, 4, 2, 1, 2, 2. So the solution currently looks like x is less than 15 upon 4, and in this case this would be negative 2 here. So negative 2 is less than or equal to x. If I combine these two, this would look like negative 2 less than or equal to x, which is less than 15 upon 4. X belongs to a real number. Let's write it in the solution set form. It would be set of all x such that negative 2 is less than or equal to x less than 15 upon 4 would be 4 3s are 12, 3 by 4. 3 by 4, x belongs to a real number, which means negative 2 is included. So I put a filled circle here, and I have to go up to 3 by 4. So I've already divided the space between 3 and 4 in 4 equal parts. So this is the third equal part. So I would put an empty circle here because this is less than. I need to write what I am plotting here. This is 3 by 4. You can also write this as 3.75. And I would join these two circles, one empty, one filled, with a straight line to imply that any number on this straight line is a part of the solution set. Let's look at the next question. The next question that we are doing is question number 33. Say solve and write the solution set. Solve, write the solution set and represent it on a number line. Again, let's divide it into two separate inequations and solve them separately. So the first inequation is negative x by 3 less than or equal to x by 2 minus 4 by 3, and this is x by 2 minus 4 by 3 is less than 1 upon 6. So x by 2, I take x by 3 on this side and I bring negative 4 upon 3 here. So this becomes 4 upon 3 is less than or equal to x by 2 plus x by 3, and this is x by 2 is less than 1 by 6 plus 4 upon 3. This is 4 upon 3. If I take the LCM, this is 3x plus 2x, which means 5x upon 6. And this is x by 2. The LCM is 6. So this is 1, and this is 4 into 2, that's 8. So this is 1 plus 8 by 6. Let's cross multiply and find the value of x. So this would be 4 into 6 upon 3 multiplied by 5 is less than or equal to x. And in this case, x is less than 2 multiplied with 9 upon 6. 8 plus 1, 9. Yes, that's fine. 3, 1, 3, 2. So this is 8 upon 5 is less than or equal to x. And this is 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 3, 3. X is less than 3. If I combine these two, then this is 8 by 5 is less than or equal to x, which is less than 3. Let's write it in the solution set form. The solution set would be, it's a set of all x such that 8 by 5, which is 1.6, yes, 5 and the 5, that's 30, yeah, that's 6, less than or equal to x, which is less than 3, and x belongs to a real number. Now x is less than 3, which means on 3 I have an empty circle, and x is less than or equal to 1.6, which means at 1.6 I have a filled circle. So the point that I'm marking is 1.6. I will write it here so that there is no confusion for the person who's looking at it, that I have plotted 1.6, and I join these two using a straight line. So the point at 1.6 is filled circle. Reason, but because this is less than or equal to, rather more, x is more than or equal to 1.6, whereas in the case of 3 is not included. Any number less than 3 is included. That brings me to the last question that I solved with you in this exercise, which is question number 36. Solve, write the solution set and represent it on a number line. Again, it belongs to real numbers. This is the first inequation, this is the second inequation. Let's solve them separately. That's negative 3x plus 21 is more than or equal to 15 minus 7x. And then the second one is 15 minus 7x is more than x plus 1 upon 3. So I bring 7x on this side. So this is negative 3x plus 7x is more than or equal to 15 minus 21, which means 4x is more than or equal to negative 6, which means x is more than or equal to negative 6 by 4, which means x is more than or equal to negative 6 by 4 is negative 3 by 2, which is negative 1.5. Done. Let's try and solve the other part as well. So let's cross multiply first. So this is 45 minus 21x is more than x plus 1. Let's take negative 21x on the other side. So this is 45 minus 1 is more than x plus 21x. This is 44 is more than 22x, which means 2 is more than x. If I combine these two, then this becomes negative 1.5 is less than or equal to x, which is less than 2. Let's write it in the solution set form. This belongs to R, so we will write it in the set builder form. It's a set of all x such that negative 1.5 is less than or equal to x, which is less than 2, and x belongs to a real number. Let's plot this on a number line. I have 2, which is an empty circle because 2 is not included, and I have negative 1.5, which is this number here. It is included, so I put a filled circle and I join them using a straight line. To make it clear which number I have plotted, I will put an arrow here and I will write this is negative 1.5. That's my solution set the way it's been asked. That finishes this exercise for me. Let me mark some homework questions for you. Homework question for you would be question number 37, 35, 34, 32, 30, 29, 26 and 23. Thank you so much. Take care. Be safe. I'll see you with the next video. Bye bye.